my channel, I talk about science and data and sometimes academia. Check the playlist. I talk about data sometimes. This is a data story, and I love data stories. Unfortunately, unlike science stories where you can kind of say, here's the theory, here's all the evidence, here's why we think this happened this way, data stories, they're not as easy to like nail down. You kind of just, here's the data, here's my opinion on why this data looks like this. Do you know what I mean? It's like a little bit Freakonomicsy, but it is fun. So let's talk about Target. You guys know that it's bad when the line goes down, right?
Target is taking a financial hit.
More than 150,000 people agreed to fast from Target.
Another year of flat revenue.
It's a call for all Latinos nationwide to boycott Target.
Lost more than $12.4 billion in revenue.
Churches have come together to boycott Target for 40 days during Lent.
Boycott. Fortune magazine reports Target's foot traffic is down for the 8th consecutive week.
Boycotts against the retailer continue.
Between April 2024 and April 2025, Target lost nearly half of its share price.
Many weeks ago, people started boycotting Target stores. Organizers say these boycotts are working.
10 days into the Trump presidency, Part 2, Target announces it is concluding its 3-year diversity, equity, and inclusion goals. Basically, bowing down to the Trump administration and whatever crazy bullshit he says that he somehow thinks he can make a law just by saying it out loud. Just how embarrassing for Target. Civil rights leaders in Minneapolis called for a boycott of Target, and they wanted it to start February 1st, coinciding with Black History Month. It was specifically to go along with Black History Month because very specifically in 2021, the CEO of Target, Brian Cornell, who's the current CEO, made this statement. I recognize that it is time to take it to another level, and that as CEOs, we have to be the company head of diversity and inclusion. We have to be the role models that drive change, and our voice is important. And we've got to make sure that we represent our company's principles, our values, our company purpose on the issues that are important to our teams. And man, did they really use that in their advertising for like 2 years.
What I love about buying black at Target is this is not just an effort that they support during the month of February.
They also started highlighting a bunch of Black-owned businesses inside their stores, which I thought was great. I liked a lot of their home decor. I think it was called like Jungalow was one of the businesses, and they also got a lot of curly hair products, which I had never seen before and really helped me when I like to wear my hair curly. It's not right now. But that's also like a Black-owned business that I buy curly hair products from. And that was nice. So I guess now Brian Cornell, the CEO of Target, is publicly saying that the values of the corporation of Target have changed. They are still recognizing the values of their team, but their team is now like, diversity, equity, inclusion, we don't need it. Now there's a boycott. And it's working. The line is going down. And I find this obvious. Obviously, this would happen. Obviously, the people who shop at Target would be annoyed and upset by this, like, heel turn. How did they not predict this? When I think about Target, I think of them as a data company, first and foremost. Like, the most famous story from Target is from 2012 when this article made the rounds. Essentially, Target tracks their customers, their purchases, how often they're in the store, how long they're in the store. Target famously tracks shoplifting and keeps logs of people so that they can present evidence that someone who has stolen goods has stolen like the felony amount of goods. So if you steal a DVD, because it's 2010, I guess, from Target, and then you do that every week, you think you're getting away with it, and then 18 months later, you're in federal prison. Do you know what I mean? Target knows exactly what you're doing, and they have used this data to their advantage to sell products, which is their goal, right? And the story from 2012, very famously, they saw a young woman purchasing products, and their algorithm, the Target algorithm, triggered like, this woman is pregnant, and so they sent her a bunch of coupons in the mail to encourage her to buy all the baby things at Target. This young woman was a teenager living with her parents, and she had not told her parents that she was pregnant yet. Target knew she was pregnant before she had informed her parents, because Target is a data company. They are tracking your data. They know their customers. Every day, you vote with your dollar. Target knows its customers, and it knows its customers' values. So why did they think this was a good idea? Did they not expect that this would happen? Target has been boycotted before. This boycott from 2016 needs context. It's so hard explaining things to people who aren't on the internet. You're on the internet right now, but I just want to give it context, so I have to explain. There's a group of people who are just obsessed with genitals. All they talk about is genitals, and some of these people are in the government. So even though there's a housing crisis, people are deep in poverty, the measles outbreak, the government is kidnapping citizens and sending them to Venezuela, all these people care about is genitals. Who's going to what bathroom? Are they buying underwear in the girl section or the boy section? We should check before they can go into the bathroom. These fucking psychos. It would be funny if they also weren't constantly thinking about children's genitals. This group of people, the genital obsessed, they want a guy that looks like this in the locker room of every middle school girls' volleyball game to check the genitals of the child before they go play their little middle school sports. It's insane. It's disgusting and gross and creepy, but it's a really small percentage of people. They're just incredibly vocal about what freaking creeps they are. It's really, really weird. J.K. Rowling is one of these people. The genital obsessed decided to boycott Target, and here is the statement from Target. We believe that everyone, every team member, every guest, and every community deserves to be protected from discrimination and treated equally. Consistent with this belief, Target supports the Federal Equality Act, which provides protections to LGBT individuals and opposes actions that enables discrimination. In our stores, we demonstrate our commitment to an inclusive experience in many ways. Most relevant for the conversation currently underway, we welcome transgender team members and guests to use the restroom or fitting room facility that corresponds with their gender identity. And so the genital freaks, just like the bathroom police, were this is not what we like. We're going to boycott Target. And it was all over the news, but it backfired. And more people started shopping at Target because it turns out that if you guarantee that these bathroom police, these genital inspectors are not going to be at a location, more people want to go to this location because they don't want to be around those fucking freaks, right? And there's data to support this. And Target knows this because, again, you vote with your dollar every single day. When you shop at Target, they track what you buy. They have had all the LGBT, merch. They know that people are buying that shit. They know their customers would appreciate a statement that says, just use whatever bathroom you want. Nobody cares. And they don't care. And more people started going to Target because they said this. So again, it's a little confusing to decide that actually no, every team member, guest, and community doesn't actually deserve to be protected from discrimination. We don't actually need to treat people equally. Is odd. I have another quote from Brian Cornell, CEO of Target, that's aged a bit poorly. We've had a long history of embracing diversity and inclusion. A couple of weeks ago, one of our team members sent me a note reminding me that if we went back to the mid-'60s, our company was one of the very first to use African-American models in their advertising. And back then, it wasn't well received. We had a lot of tough feedback, but sitting here today, we know we made the right decision. Okay, again, this is a data story. Target tracks you. They have a profile for you attached to your credit card, attached to your online orders. And they know all your purchases and they know what values you have. They have data on all of their customers. They call them guests, like it's Disney World. It's very silly. When these weirdos in 2016 were like, hi, I think you need to assign a crew member to inspect the genitals of everyone entering a bathroom because I'm a fucking freak, Target was like, no? And the customers were like, that's right. That's the good decision. Those people are freaks. And again, Target has been friendly with the gays since 2012. There was a whole thing with Lady Gaga. They basically invented rainbow capitalism. And again, that's a different video, but I think it's fine. People wanted that stuff. They sold it and people bought it. People like to celebrate their identities. Yay, whatever. Target will make money off of it. In 2023, though, there was this thing on TikTok where dudes would go into Target and be like, oh, there's a onesie with a rainbow on it. I'm disgusted. I'm never shopping here again. And then it escalated and a couple of southern Target stores had bomb threats because they had rainbow hats and stuff. whatever. And because of this, Target removed that merchandise from a lot of Southern stores and kind of shoved it to the back of other stores. And in 2024, the line was like really downgraded and it was only available in some stores, and you could find most of it online instead of in stores. I also think that this is weird because Target has data on that. They know how good that stuff sold. I think at the time it was like a Bud Light situation where a trans woman drank a Bud Light and then people started boycotting Bud Light. And they were like, we don't want a Bud Light situation. But like, Target knows their customers, who I would assume are very different from Bud Light's customers. Right. 2023 to 2024, Target's like share price went down, the net sales went down, and the shareholders of Target sued the company of Target because they say their aggressive DEI model is what lost money because people were boycotting Target because it sold all of the gay stuff. And this lawsuit, I think, contributes to what happened in January 2025 when they were like, we're backing off the DEI stuff. They wanted to end the lawsuit. But I don't think the loss of money in 2023 to 2024 was due to a boycott, because the people who went into Target and acted confused that there was like a happy two-dad family on a coffee mug were not Target shoppers. Like, they walked in and they were like, I'm never shopping here again, but they had never been in there. And you can tell because most of those videos were like middle-aged hat dudes, you know? And Target very specifically knows that 70% of their shoppers are women. Like, this is a data story, right? The information you have is 2023 to 2024, net sales go down. Share price goes down. And the shareholders are like, it's because you're DEI. People hate trans people. And I don't think that's it. I think it's much more likely that the customers who care about that kind of thing saw Target receive a little pushback and then just immediately give up on their values as a company and remove all the rainbow stuff. And so they stopped shopping at Target as much. Do you know what I mean? Like, the people who were complaining about the gay stuff were never at Target, and Target knows that. And instead, people suddenly felt very unwelcome at Target and stopped going. I just don't think you can look at the net sale loss of Target from 2023 to 2024 and be like, of course, because people hated all that gay stuff because Target had been selling that stuff for more than a decade. Do you know what I mean? It has to be something else. What I'm suggesting is that Target is failing, and what they are doing is choosing to attach that failure to DEI policies in the hopes that the shareholders will stop suing them. I have an idea about why Target is actually failing, which I would like to explore now. So here's why I think Target is failing. I have a little list prepared. I have 3 main points. Like, imagine a golden trident just piercing the flesh of that Target dog. Actually, that makes me a little bit sad. Don't imagine that. Number 1, shopping experience and COVID cutbacks.
Competitor Costco, which stuck with its DEI goals, saw sales grow nearly 9% in March 2025 from the same month a year prior.
So let's create a little data story and generalize our customers at Target and its competitors. So let's imagine the average Costco customer. I would imagine a business owner or a homeowner, someone with the actual physical space to store like 84 rolls of toilet paper. They also value their time because Costco is a club, right? All of the items are vetted. They have a great return policy. Like, you know, when you buy something from Costco, you can trust its quality. So you can kind of just grab whatever and get out of there. Also, Costco is always really, really busy and the lines are really, really long, but they have a lot of workers there. So you're in a long line, but you move through it really quickly. I don't think Costco is a great shopping experience. It's not fun to be in Costco. It's very stressful. Like, so many people are there, but you get what you need and you get out. And it's fine. The average Walmart customer, I would imagine, values convenience and also a low price point. Walmart has everything. You can buy like new towels, an air fryer, an engagement ring, some embroidery floss, and then all your groceries. It has all the things you need, like one-stop shopping. It's fast, right? And in my experience, Walmart actually has at least more people working the register and the self-checkout station than Target. Target has we'll get to it. It's fast, it's cheap, and you get out of there. That's why people go to Walmart. They have all the things. It's going to be the cheapest option. But there's also a stereotype about Walmart. And I'm not saying that this is every Walmart shopper, but it's a stereotype for a reason, right? This website is 20 years old. Walmart just allows people who are not fully dressed to go to the store, right? Walmart allows people who are obviously blitzed out of their mind. Walmart is dirty and ugly and gross. No judgment if you shop there. You want to get in, you want to get out. And it has all the things. It's the easiest solution for a lot of people. Not all those people are people of Walmart. And this is why I think Target was able to compete with Walmart. Target does not offer the low prices of Walmart. Target does not offer the high quality of goods and low prices of Costco. While Target is competing with Costco and Walmart, it is very much not Costco and Walmart, which I think is why Target was able to be a little bit competitive. From the documents, we know that Target's average shopper is about 40 years old, female, college educated, and has younger kids at home. Target has the youngest average customer of all the big box stores, and that is hugely informative in the values of their customer, right?
That's really something that Target has built, this idea of a joyful, fun shopping experience that's colorful and will introduce you to items you didn't even know that you wanted or needed.
So let's paint a little picture of this woman. She's college educated, so she's probably not afraid of books and is more liberal and happy about DEI efforts. She probably has more spending money because of that college education. She's probably willing to spend a little bit more money to go to a store that's clean and quiet and well lit and has bigger aisles. Do you know what I mean? Maybe she wants to get away from home, get away from her partner and her kids, and just spend 90 minutes grocery shopping. The Starbucks is in the store. She can grab a pumpkin spice latte and she can just walk around the aisles slowly as she wants. No one is screaming, "Mommy, mommy, mommy." No one is saying, "Hey, do you know where my blank is?" For 90 minutes. She's just gonna be a human person. She goes to Target and she's a person again. Maybe she's gonna look at the leggings and be like, "I think I might want to try Pilates." Maybe she flips through the new Colleen Hoover book, or she sees a little rabbit cage that's the American Girl doll size and it comes with a little stuffed rabbit, and McKelvey would just love it. No, not today. Today she's gonna be an adult human person. She can spend 90 minutes not thinking about the needs of everyone else. She's gonna check out the art supplies. Oh my gosh, an adult paint by number kit. She always wanted to learn how to watercolor. Target was presented as this big box store that wanted you to go and spend time there. From 2015 to 2019, Target was a destination for women to go and feel good about the purchases they were making. So women just spent a lot of money there. I feel the fact that Target as a destination resonating with so many women in this time period makes just a huge statement about American motherhood and how their only escape was a grocery store, but that would be a different video. Notice that Target's average shopper was 40, female, college-educated young kids, but I didn't say white. In the younger demographic, and again, Target definitely knows this, they track this data, Target has or had one of the most diverse customer bases of the big box stores. So how did they fuck this up? Number A is the Target redesign. And I feel every person I know in real life who watches my videos is groaning right now. And I promise I'm not going to talk about it too much, but I've been bitching about the Target redesign for 6 years. So Target was this little shopping haven, big aisles. It was very clean. It was well stocked. You could go and you could envision what your life would be if you were the type of person to have matching stationery or something. And then they decided to spend so much money redesigning all their stores to match the feel of a 1990s department store. So here are some before and afters, but in 2019, Target decided to spend millions of dollars modeling their stores after department stores. In 2019, you know, kids who watch this video, there used to be this thing called malls, and inside the malls you would have things like Sears, and that's a failing business model, and Target was like, let's emulate that. You know how when you go to a store and you like seeing all the things in a big row, what if we put them on little circles and you have to walk around in view of everyone so everyone sees how confused you are? And God, in some of these places they started like staffing someone to stand there and be like, can I help you with anything? Because that's what you want. Like you're on 3-day hair and you're just drinking your latte and like making your list of all the things you have to do that week. And then some 19-year-old girl's like, can I help you? Like that's what you want at the grocery store, right? Oh my God, the Target redesign. So stupid. Number B. I think that some people like the Target redesign, so like whatever. But since 2019, there have been cutbacks on Target's end that have negatively impacted the shopping experience. So over the past 6 or so years, Target still has the image of being like this, not Walmart, but it is no longer that.
Like understaffing and excess inventory, and what some have called an identity crisis.
There are empty shelves. There are longer lines at the registers. Make the effort to drive to a Target store and you go in and the products aren't in stock, the environment's messy, you're waiting a long time at the register. That's a poor experience, and it makes you say, should I bother going back next time?
This really ramped up with COVID. I'm sure you know a lot of businesses that did this, but like I always think fast food because I used to work fast food. Like you work fast food, you have a full staff. You have 4 people in the back line, 2 on drive-through, 2 in the front, and like a manager. And then also you have like floaters, like someone who is just making fries or doing TLC, tables, legs, and chairs. And then a school bus comes and they run back, wash their hands, and then help prepare food. So you can still be fast food. During COVID, a bunch of places fired those floaters and started running their businesses with a skeleton crew. And that saved them a bunch of money because the cost of operations went way down. Post-COVID, I mean, we're not post-COVID, we're as back to normal as we will ever be, and they didn't hire those workers back. So now every customer interaction is just like a little bit worse. I don't ever get fast food because I get so annoyed. Oh man, this whole video is making me look like a real millennial stereotype, but like, I don't want to sit in a drive-thru for 27 minutes and I will just leave. So I don't get fast food anymore. Or another example I've noticed is at hotel desks. Like checking someone into a hotel takes like 7 minutes. And on a Friday afternoon, you know, when most people check into hotels, you will go and there's one person at the desk. So even though there's only like 4 groups in line, you just have to stand there for like 30 minutes. You just have to wait because they only want to pay one person to work now. And it saves them money and it negatively impacts your experience, but no one cares. Target did that. Target did that during COVID. In the past, they used to have a night shift, and the night shift would stock the shelves, clean everything. So when the customers, guests, Target has guests. They're like a family to you. When the guests come in, everything is clean, and there are workers all over. But since everything's clean and stocked, they can work the register, work the dressing rooms. Do you know what I mean? Now, they don't do that. So now, you go into a Target, there's exactly one person working the register, and everyone else is like stocking shelves or sweeping the floor or in the back doing inventory, right? So, shopping is harder because it's dirtier and less stocked, but also people are actively stocking while you're trying to shop. And obviously, nothing against people who work at Target. I am not annoyed by them. I'm annoyed that Target has them doing this when the store is open. Because if you walk through the little aisles trying to buy things, it's like someone's got a big rack and they're like unloading chips or something. And you have to be like, oh, excuse me. And you get it, and it's like you're interrupting their work and you feel like a piece of shit. And then you go to the next aisle and someone's stocking tortillas and you have to be like, oh, excuse me, and it just sucks. And so eventually you just start skipping the things, like, because you don't want to buy them. Do you know what I mean? The biggest problem is with checkout. Like, they have this row of checkout stations, this row of register, and they've got like one person working. And so getting out of the store takes like 30 minutes. And briefly, Target let you do self-checkout, but then they decided that everyone was stealing from them, even though I know that they weren't, because I know that you track that Target. You have a whole forensics department, whatever. They decided that everyone was stealing, so they shut that down. So now, like, if you go shopping, you literally have to just wait for like 25 minutes to check out. It is crazy to me that businesses decided that it was fine. Like, I know people were used to being able to check out immediately and pay for their goods and go home, but like, we can just make them wait. It's fine. If the customer experience is worse, like, I can't find the things I want, it's dirty, it takes me forever to check out, like, why am I paying Target prices for a Walmart experience? Do you know what I mean? Just stab that point into the dog. So, number 2, backlash against consumerism, which is also, I feel, a thing starting around 2022, 2023. I'm making a little narrative about why I think Target is losing money, and I think this is a big one. The redesign happens, and everyone hated it. We all agreed it was terrible, and the store is less welcoming. COVID happens, the store is dirtier, it's not stocked, there aren't workers there to like let you pay for the items, there's no one there to give your money to. But that doesn't kill Target, right? It made the experience of shopping at Target worse, but I think people were just in the habit of going. You're just like, oh, I go to Target, here are the things. And this is a data story, and so I'm devastated to do this, but I'm going to share with you my personal data. I got a red card in 2022, which is Target's credit card, and when you use it, they give you 5% off. I think that's sales tax in Massachusetts, so you save like a little bit of money. So I went on the website, and I compiled all of the times I used that red card in store and online. My last purchase at Target was January 30th, 2025. And that's because I knew the boycott was happening February 1st. And I was like, I will participate in this. But I was also like, I need to go to Target, though. That's where I buy all the things. So I did like a last minute online order. They had given me a free trial of Shipped. And like a person brought the groceries to my house. I paid $177.36. And I tipped $15. And I don't... Tipping's a different video, but that's the last time I shopped at Target. In the 22 months I had a red card, I spent $14,236 at Target. That works out to about $650 a month. Let's be fair to me. I'm a millennial. I am the average Target shopper. I mean, I'm not 40 yet, but like I am the average Target shopper. I've been advertised to Target being an experience and a destination since I was like 13 and Massimo was like the cool thing to wear. I am the pumpkin spice latte person. I am the person who sees a pretty notebook and thinks that this will change my life. Finally, I'll get it together. If Joanna Gaines makes it, I think it's cute. You know those 1990s like basic homes that were like Tuscan kitchens? I have the 2016 rustic farmhouse aesthetic, and I like it. I know it's like out of style, but I like it. Target presents itself as this calm, quiet, clean place to walk around and be a person, be your own person. Hell yeah, brother. I'm there. And I was there. I was there for $14,000. Is that like, could I get like a 2012 Toyota Corolla for that much? Jesus Christ. But let's be more fair to me. I get fruits and vegetables and milk and eggs and stuff from Whole Foods, or in the summer and the spring, I have a CSA share with a local farm and they bring me all that stuff. Everything else I buy at Target. Whole Foods doesn't sell this Jimmy Dean sausage, not an ad, but I would love to be sponsored by Jimmy Dean. If I want to make biscuits and gravy, I need this. You can't use the weird ass sausage they have at Whole Foods. You need this. You need a nice country sausage. So I have to get it at Target. Do you know what I mean? Like, they just don't have it at Whole Foods. If I want biscuits and gravy, I have to go to Target. Like, Whole Foods doesn't have good cereal. What if I want seasonal coffee creamer? I have to go to Target. Target just has that stuff. And I know what you're saying, Angela, that doesn't add up to $650 a month. But you have to understand, if I did not get it as a grocery, literally everything else I would just get at Target. So like cleaning supplies, laundry detergent, diapers, car seats, party supplies, Christmas presents, shampoo, toothpaste, all of that was at Target for 22 months, since March of 2022. That's still not $650 a month, right? And that's because Target is a master manipulator. Target knows the brain and the values and the ideals of their customers. And they know that we want cute little stuff. Like, Target turned me into a person that decorates for Halloween. Never in my life have I decorated for Halloween until like 3 years ago. And I like it. I think it's fun. But they made me spend money on that. Here's an example. A receipt from a Target shop. I bought the fruit and the veg and the meals at Whole Foods, right? Got some sourdough and some sour cream and some milk and eggs or whatever. And then I went to Target and I got all the extras, like lunchbox stuff, mouthwash, frozen chicken patties. But also, there's like $50 of stuff that's just pure impulse buys. Like these little Cheerio pouches. Like I could just put Cheerios into a Tupperware. Why would I buy pouches? And this frozen meal kit thing, that was probably gross, but I probably just wanted something in the freezer in case I didn't want to cook. And these Lucky Charms I probably bought just because they turn the milk green. I don't even like Lucky Charms. And I got the stupid rabbit hutch, and I went to the dollar spot and bought 2 baskets. I think they call it the dollar spot, but everything's like $3 to $5 now. But anyway, I paid $156 and I had a $20 gift card. So I spent $180 and $50 of it was just stuff I didn't need, stuff that wasn't on the list. Impulse buys. And I think people have noticed this. I noticed it as well. If I plot my 2023 spending, even though it was only 7 months. It was only 7 months of the year versus 2024. 2023 is way more, even though I have a full year of data for 2024. Because in February of 2024, I had like a realization that I was just wasting so much money at Target. I was just buying too much stuff. I noticed it when they had Valentine's decorations and they were taking up the entire area that the Halloween and Christmas decorations had taken up. And I was just like, are people really doing this? Are people really buying all this shit to decorate their house for Valentine's Day? That's not even like a real holiday. Like, no judgment. But it feels kind of weird that Target is pushing this on people, just selling us this trash. And are they encouraging people to buy it and then throw it away? Because, like, are you storing 17 holidays worth of whole house decorations somewhere? Or are you donating them, throwing them away, and then buying new ones every year? Like, it just felt kind of gross. I know they wouldn't be pushing those products if they didn't sell. Like, that's just capitalism. But it just felt kind of gross that they were presenting this idea of, like, you have to spend $300 on home decor every month. Like, I didn't like it. And then the Stanley Cup thing. Like, they were encouraging women to get into physical altercations, to get specialty cups. You only need 1 cup. Like, it's steel. It's good for, like, years and years and years. Why are you buying all those cups? This is barely Target related. I think Target was involved. Taylor Swift had an album, and she kept releasing different versions. And, like, they had different versions, not different versions of the songs, but different lists of the songs. And she was kind of like, I know I'm a billionaire, but buy all of these albums. And Target had an exclusive version of the album, too. And people were just like, really? Like, I just want to listen to the music. Like, why are you making me buy 5 different of the same album? And it's just kind of gross. Like, people are over it. In 2017, if I went to Target and saw, like, oh, it's a little doormat, but it matches my Monstera plant, I would have been like, cute. But now I'm like, well, I already have a doormat. I don't need to replace my doormat. It's an outside thing. So why would anyone change it every season? There's more evidence for this backlash against consumerism. Of course, it's associated with like people's economic stability and how hopeful they feel about their financial futures. And right now, things are bad. All the lines are going down, but also like you see these trends in consumerism. Go onto YouTube and search for no buys versus searching for hauls. And I feel like you will find way more videos this year about no buys because there has been a cultural shift away from gross consumerism. And Target, I think, has made a fatal miscalculation about this, but let's get into it.
Alienate a big part of the group of people who typically would be shopping there.
Number 3, the DEI thing. So Target publicly sides with Donald Trump, walks back on their DEI messages, and people boycott. Target is a data company. If you shop there regularly, they know what you buy. They know your values. Target must have known. They must have known. If you work at Target and you're like high up, I'm sure there was a PowerPoint that went around before the CEO made this decision. I actually bet that he made this decision without talking to the data team, but send me an email. So I assume that Target knew their customers would not be cool with this, but they also assumed that it would just blow over. People love to go to Target. It's a destination. They're going to come back. Black activists called for a boycott in February. There's another one going on called the Latino Freeze, where they're encouraging people of color to just indefinitely not go to Target. There was also a huge one with black churches where for Lent, they were like, give up Target. And it's working. Like the stock price is down, foot traffic is down. Here's another piece of data that is again going to make me look like the most basic millennial, but that's fine. I'm allowed to be. It's cool to like things, actually. Target does these collaborations with designers. And the idea is, well, they don't make designer items. They just make like a shitty outlet version of the item. And it's a higher price than Target, but it's way lower than designer price. And these have been going on for years and years, and they have been selling really, really well. There are times when Target releases the designer collaboration and it's sold out within minutes. People will go to the store, buy them all, and put them on eBay with the prices way higher. And people love this stuff. And in March, Target released one with Kate Spade. I love Kate Spade. I know, like Kate Spade is just like the most basic entry-level designer, but it's so cute. I love Kate Spade. 5 years ago, if Target had released a Kate Spade collaboration, I would have spent $400. And I would not have realized that I could have just taken that $400 and like bought an actual Kate Spade purse instead of the Target brand Kate Spade, but whatever. Anyway, these items have not even sold out yet. It's nearly a month later. These items are on clearance. You can still buy them in store. You can also buy a lot of them online. I don't know if I can convey to you, if you're not aware of Target discourse, how different this is from past collaboration drops. This is catastrophic for Target. It's a Kate Spade collaboration and it's still available a month later. They must be shitting their pants. And this stuff is like really cute. I love Kate Spade stuff. I'm not going to buy anything though. Maybe I will save up my money and go to a real Kate Spade store. Also, the CEO had to take a 45% pay cut and now he's only making $10 million a year. So, I mean, thoughts and prayers for him. So I am your average customer. I saw this boycott. You know me, you know my purchases, you know my values. And I said, of course, I will boycott Target. And my idea was that they said for February, I'll boycott for February. And I even went January 30th because I was like, oh my God, I'm going to need Pop-Tarts and bleach, Clorox and stuff and toothpaste. I got to go get it. And what Target wasn't expecting, I think, is that I have saved $650 per month. I have avoided going to a gross, dirty store that makes me mad every time I'm there because I have to wait in a line for 30 minutes to check out. If Target took it all back today, fired the CEO, and hired someone who was like, I only care about DEI, I hate Republicans, I would be like, great for them, but I'm not going back to Target because I want to keep my $650 a month. And also, I don't trust you. You're a flip-flopper, Target. Like, don't make your company about having values if you don't actually have the values. I might as well go to Walmart now. And honestly, at least Walmart tells me they're shitty to my face. You're pretending, Target. I don't like that. I mostly switched to Costco. So I just think this is really interesting because I am like the exact Target customer and I'm just never going to go there again. And I think this was their miscalculation. They thought like Target as a destination was indispensable and the people will feel good for their month of boycotting and they'll just come back. They didn't realize that I feel good for my boycotting and also I'm saving $650 a month. Why would I ever go back? I also wonder if there was a conversation or if there is a slide in this PowerPoint that I really hope someone sends me where they predicted that kowtowing to racist would take some Walmart customers and turn them into Target customers. As if there's some sort of Walmart shopper who's like, well, Target's more expensive and it's far away and it doesn't have all the stuff, but I also hate DEI, so I'm going to go to Target. Like, no. People who shop at Walmart, as I said, I'm not saying Walmart shoppers are racist. I'm not saying that. I'm saying people who shop at Walmart value low prices and like convenience. Everything is there. You're not going to turn them into a Target shopper unless you lower all your prices, which you can't do because you're losing money. So why do this? You have the data. What are you doing and why? I want to end with a prediction because I think that this is a huge deal for Target. I mean, not for the world. Nobody cares. You probably don't even care. Is anyone going to watch this video? I personally care about Target, so I think it's interesting. I think a lot of people of color and a fraction of the white shoppers, what's up with white women? They'll continue to boycott Target. And like for me, it's like completely off the table because like you can't pretend to be a company with values and then just flip-flop and be like, no, it's fine. I mean, just don't present yourself as a company with values in the first place, and I wouldn't care. It's like you wanted to take my money on false pretenses, and now I'm mad about it. And also, I want to support my community and say, like, I don't agree with canceling DEI policies, I guess. My prediction is that this will end Target. Like it's a Kmart situation, meaning they'll have to slowly shutter and close all their stores except for Australia. I think Australia still has Kmart. But maybe it's not like the same Kmart.
You have to remember that a lot of these companies operate on very thin financial margins. So the fact that they're seeing this decline could actually impact their profits and ultimately impact them on Wall Street.
You might not think this is a big deal, but in the world of shareholder capitalism, the line has to go up. So if Target loses even 5% of their customers, that means that any growth they had needs to be over 5%, and they are already going down. If you look at the plot from 22 to 2024, they are already losing net sales. So you throw on top of that a boycott, you lose 5% of your customers. It's not that many. It's not that much money. But that means if you want to have any growth, you have to make up way more than that. And their line was going down before. In 2024, they made about $4,000 million, but in 2021, they made $6,000 million. Net sales are down. So even if it's just a small percentage of customers that are like, nope, I'm not spending any money at Target, it's just going to increase that decrease. It's going to increase the trend that was already trending down. In order to make the line go up and make the shareholders happy, they need growth. And in order to have growth this year, they're going to have to overcome the dip in customers. Impossible. It's not going to happen. And so what I think they're going to do is they're going to have to make money come from somewhere. So they're going to fire more employees. They're going to reduce hours. They're going to reduce the number of products they sell in an effort to make it look like they're still making as much money as they were. And this is going to worsen the customer experience, which means more people are going to stop going to Target. And I think by 2040, Target's gone. I don't think there's coming back from this because they've been failing for years. So check back with me in 2040 and we'll do an autopsy. Who is she, Nate Silver? Making a big prediction? I don't know. To be Nate Silver, I'd have to only be right one time and then publicly, allegedly have a huge gambling and cocaine problem, allegedly, and then just turn into a conservative stereotype. So it might be me. It might be me. Have you noticed this thing where when people become public failures, they just turn conservative and they're like, see, everyone hated me because I was conservative the whole time, but like they obviously are just flip-floppers with no values. It would be funny to see Target do that as like a corporation. Just a huge corporation of being like, no, we only sell MAGA hats. Now, we meant this the whole time.
Was at church when she heard her pastor give the charge.
I said, amen.
You said amen.
Amen.
That was it.
That was it. That was it for me. They're not giving my dollars. I will not, even after Easter, continue to go to Target.
Where they predicted that kowtowing to racists would take some Walmart customers and turn them into Target customers. So while I was recording this video, I used the word kowtow, and I didn't realize until editing that I don't really know what that means. No, I know what it means. I mean, I used it correctly in the context that I used it. I'm saying I don't know like the origin of that phrase, and I thought it was a phrase. Like the way dog ear is a phrase. It has nothing to do with dogs. It's folding a page of your book, right? I thought kowtow had something to do with cows. Yeah, so I looked it up real quick. Here's how it's spelled. What do you think the origin of this word is? If you don't know, I'm sure most people know. Here's how it's spelled. What do you think? What country is this from? From China. It's Chinese. It literally means to knock. And it's the act of like bowing or kneeling so deeply that your forehead knocks the ground. And it's literally what I was saying it is. Like bowing down to someone and saying, you have authority over me. I value you more than anything else, which is what Target did to Donald Trump, which is just so embarrassing. But anyway, the more you know, it's from China. This is the thing they don't do in China anymore, I think. Based on solely reading the Wikipedia page, there was a revolution in 1918, and part of it was the younger generation was like, absolutely not, this is ridiculous. So, yeah, okay.